Well, early estimates suggest the fires could cause up to $20 billion in insured losses. That would make it by far the largest wildfire insured loss in U.S. history. Some insurers were already reducing coverage in California before the fires, considering it too risky because of the extreme weather. The actor James Woods spoke to CNN hours after evacuating his own home last week. He says a major insurer pulled out of his neighborhood 4 months ago. All of this raises the question: once you rebuild, will any new homes have any chance of getting covered? How many of the homes destroyed are covered? Mark Friedlander is the Director of Corporate Communications at the Insurance Information Institute. Mark, it's good to have you. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks, Jim. I really appreciate it.
So first, a very basic question. Because of that issue where many insurers pulled out, and there is a state-backed plan called the FAIR Plan that helps backfill there, but do we know what percentage of destroyed homes actually have insurance?
We don't at this point. Most of the victims are covered by insurance. Unfortunately, some chose to completely drop insurance when their insurer maybe non-renewed them. They decided not to get another policy. So we have those issues. But hopefully most of the victims will be covered by insurance, and wildfire loss is a standard coverage in all the policies.
California has this FAIR Plan, an insurer in effect of last resort run by the state. How has that helped back up some of these issues here where people have just had trouble getting any insurance for their homes?
When a homeowner can't get coverage through the private market, they are eligible for the FAIR Plan. And the FAIR Plan is a restrictive plan, meaning it only covers wildfire losses. But that's the essential coverage that is required in this type of situation.
There has been some criticism that insurers were not allowed to price the risk adequately, to raise premiums to account for the risks of wildfires. Do you believe that's a fair criticism, and that led some of them to just pull out? Do you believe that's a fair criticism?
That is the driver of this issue. We call it the California risk crisis. It's been building for many years because of the inadequate pricing allowed in California, a very restrictive regulatory environment. The good news is the market is changing. There's a new sustainable insurance strategy that's being implemented by the California Department of Insurance this year, and that will help stabilize the market. But unfortunately, it took a crisis of this magnitude to really bring this to the forefront.
No question. So, listen, there's a lot between now and then, because first you got to control the fires, people got to go home, they got to get away, get rid of all the wreckage and begin rebuilding. But if most of these homes are rebuilt, will they have any chance of getting insurance in the future?
They will. We expect the market to begin to stabilize based on the new strategy being rolled out by the Department of Insurance. Insurance will be more readily available, and insurers will be able to price it at the appropriate risk rate, which has been the problem in the past.
I spoke to a fire official last week who made the point that some of this was made worse because you have older builds here, right, that didn't have some of the fireproofing materials that some of the newer builds have. Does that make a difference? Do insurers notice that losses are reduced when investments are made in, maybe fireproofing is not the right word, but, you know, elements in the construction that reduce the risk of spreading fire?
We've seen some of the homes actually survive the fires because they were built with sustainable materials that are, in a sense, fireproof, as well as what we call defensible spaces, meaning you move away brush and other items away from the structure of the home. You don't have mulch around your home. There are ways to make your homes resilient to wildfires. And we've seen that in many areas across the country. So clearly the construction and just the risk mitigation tips are really important in trying to control the situation.
No question. Well, listen, we hope, most of all, we hope for quick relief for all those families. Mark Friedlander, thanks so much for helping us understand it all.
Thanks so much for having me today.